And if you have been on the Strip recently, odds are you've seen or you have actually paid for what's called dynamic pricing.
What surprised me was the food. The food has increased so much. The buffets are so expensive now. It's like, I don't know, unexpected maybe.
Yeah, look, tourism is on the decline. People are pulling back on spending in this economy, and that hits places like Las Vegas even harder.
Las Vegas, once known for its affordable fun, wild weekends, and budget-friendly buffets, is changing, and not just in small ways. Visitors are starting to notice something unusual. Prices that shift without warning. A hotel room that cost $150 last night is suddenly $400 tonight. A bottle of water might cost $3 in the morning and $7 by evening. This is no glitch. It's called dynamic pricing, and Las Vegas has embraced it fully. But here's the real question. Is dynamic pricing helping the city thrive, or is it slowly pushing tourists away? In this video, we take a hard look at dynamic pricing in Las Vegas, how it works, who benefits, who loses, and what it means for the future of tourism in America's playground. Let's dive in. Part 1. What is dynamic pricing and why Vegas? Dynamic pricing. It sounds technical, but chances are you've already experienced it. Ever taken an Uber and noticed the price double during rush hour? That's dynamic pricing in action. It's when prices change in real time based on demand, availability, and even behavior patterns. Now imagine that same pricing strategy applied across an entire city. That's what's happening in Las Vegas. Traditionally, hotels in Vegas operated on seasonal rates, summer, holidays, big events. But now, thanks to AI and real-time data, prices can shift hourly. A hotel room that's $129 at noon could jump to $299 by nightfall, all because a concert got announced or a convention started filling up. And it's not just rooms. According to the Las Vegas Review Journal, some hotels have begun adjusting prices for bottled water, sunscreen, and even drinks at the bar, depending on crowd size and foot traffic. So why is Vegas doing this? Because the stakes are high and the opportunities are bigger. Las Vegas hosts over 20,000 conventions a year, alongside sporting events, music residencies, and world-class entertainment. This constant surge and dip in tourist volume creates a perfect storm for real-time pricing. Hotels want to maximize revenue during peaks and stay competitive during lulls. And in a post-pandemic world where every dollar counts, dynamic pricing is seen not as an option, but a necessity. But how far is too far? That's where the story gets complicated. Part 2, who's winning? Let's talk winners. Because make no mistake, some are benefiting a lot from dynamic pricing in Las Vegas. Start with the high-end resorts, Wynn, Bellagio, the Venetian. These hotels cater to luxury travelers, people who aren't as sensitive to price and often book last minute. When demand spikes, so do the prices. And for these brands, that's a feature, not a flaw. Take Wynn Las Vegas, for example. During the Formula One Grand Prix in early 2025, their average nightly rate jumped more than 30%, according to industry data from HospitalityNet. And rooms still sold out, fast. In fact, some suites were booked at over $2,000 a night with full occupancy. Hotels like this are using dynamic pricing to squeeze every drop of value out of major events. Concerts, conventions, sports, and it doesn't stop at rooms. Upgraded amenities, VIP access, resort packages, all can be algorithmically priced to target big spenders in real time. From a business standpoint, it works. Revenue per available room, what the industry calls RevPAR, has stayed strong, even with fewer overall visitors. Hotels are doing more with less by charging smarter. For Vegas's luxury segment, dynamic pricing isn't just a tactic, it's a goldmine. But what about everyone else? That's where the story shifts. Part 3, who's losing? While luxury hotels are cashing in, there's another side to this story, and it's not nearly as glamorous. Budget travelers, middle-class families, international tourists on a fixed itinerary. These are the people who are starting to feel the squeeze in Las Vegas. According to Travel and Tour World, Las Vegas visitor numbers dropped 6.5% in the first half of 2025 compared to the same period last year. That's not just a seasonal dip. That's a red flag. One major reason, unpredictable rising costs. A room that was $120 one day can spike to $300 the next, with no clear reason visible to the average tourist. And it's not just the hotel. There's the resort fee, often not shown in the initial price. Add to that parking charges, service fees, and inflated prices on food, drinks, and even bottled water. Visitors are starting to feel like they're being charged at every turn, what locals call being nickel and dimed. In a Review Journal interview, one tourist said, "Vegas used to be affordable fun. Now I feel like I need a calculator just to plan a night out." For many, the appeal of Las Vegas was never just the lights or the casinos. It was the value, big entertainment at a fair price. But now, that reputation is fading. Dynamic pricing in Las Vegas might be boosting profits short term, but it's also pricing out the people who once made the city thrive. And that raises an important question. Here's something worth thinking about. When a three-star hotel room in Las Vegas costs the same or more than an all-inclusive beachfront resort in Cancun, what would you choose? You could have unlimited meals, drinks, and ocean views for less than a basic room on the Strip. Dynamic pricing in Las Vegas may be helping hotels, but is it helping the city or sending tourists somewhere else? Let's compare. Part 4, Vegas versus the competition. Las Vegas has always marketed itself as the ultimate escape. Lights, shows, casinos, energy. But in 2025, it's facing real competition, and not just from other U.S. cities. Let's break it down. First, there's Miami. It offers warm weather, nightlife, beach views, and most importantly, no resort fees at many hotels. You pay what you see. Families? They're leaning toward Orlando. Why? Bundled theme park packages, free shuttles, kid-friendly pricing. In short, value clarity. But Vegas's toughest competition might be international. Destinations like Cancun or Punta Cana offer all-inclusive resorts, rooms, meals, drinks, entertainment, all for one price. Compare that to Vegas, where the base price is just the beginning. By the time you add in resort fees, taxes, parking, food, show tickets, and unpredictable pricing surges, your weekend escape starts to feel like a mortgage payment, and tourists are starting to notice. According to BJ21, calm veteran Vegas travelers are now reconsidering repeat visits.
We're never coming back to this city.
I've been to Vegas like probably 20 times, and I definitely think this is the slowest I've seen in a long time.
We were not expecting it to be that expensive. It's quite expensive.
One frequent visitor wrote, "I used to go to Vegas twice a year. Now I go to Cabo once, and it costs less, but feels like more." That's the danger here. If the perceived value of Vegas continues to drop, tourists will simply choose somewhere else, not out of protest, but out of logic, and that's a gamble the city might not want to take. Part 5, Vegas fights back? So, is Las Vegas just letting tourists walk away? Not exactly. Behind the scenes, the city is fighting back, but not by lowering prices. Instead, it's shifting focus. Tourism boards are investing heavily in non-gambling attractions, sports, music, dining, and international marketing. The opening of Allegiant Stadium brought in massive events like the Super Bowl, UFC fights, and sold-out concerts. These events attract higher-spending tourists and diversify Vegas's image beyond just slot machines and blackjack tables. Meanwhile, luxury hotels are fine-tuning their dynamic pricing algorithms. They're trying to avoid shock pricing, when rates spike too fast or feel unfair to guests. The goal? Maximize profit without scaring off loyalty. There's also a push toward global outreach. Las Vegas is investing in campaigns targeting South Korea, Japan, and Latin America, where tourists often stay longer and spend more. And there's a growing awareness, even within the industry, that the balance needs to be restored. A professor at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas recently told HospitalityNet, "Dynamic pricing is smart, but trust is smarter. If visitors stop trusting the system, they'll stop coming." It's a delicate line. Innovate without alienating. Las Vegas knows its brand is built on more than luxury. It's built on the idea that everyone, from high rollers to road trippers, can find their place here. But keeping that promise might take more than algorithms. it may take humility and some long-term thinking. Part 6, what happens next? So where does this all lead? If Las Vegas continues on its current path, leaning harder into dynamic pricing, adding fees and squeezing margins, it may boost profits. But at what cost? The risk isn't just losing a few tourists, it's losing identity. Vegas was never just a luxury destination. It was a symbol of affordable indulgence, quick getaways, and unforgettable weekends. If prices continue to climb unpredictably, if the average visitor feels unwelcome or overcharged, the brand itself could shift. And in today's world, that shift can happen fast. Social media spreads negative travel experiences quicker than ever. Comparison tools make it easier to choose Cancun over the Strip, Orlando over the slots. And if the data from early 2025 holds, we're already seeing the beginning, a drop in visitation, despite more events and more luxury offerings. Will Vegas pivot? Will hotels find a better balance? Or will tourists simply adapt by going elsewhere? In a market where value, trust, and experience drive loyalty, dynamic pricing may be powerful, but it's not invincible. Dynamic pricing in Las Vegas could shape the future of travel, or it could be remembered as the strategy that backfired. Dynamic pricing in Las Vegas isn't the villain of this story. It's a tool, a powerful one, that when used wisely can support growth, innovation, and profitability. But tools don't build trust. People do. And right now, Las Vegas is at a crossroads. Will it continue chasing short-term gains? Or will it step back, recalibrate, and refocus on what made it a global icon? Being bold, being fun, and being accessible to everyone? That decision will shape the city's next chapter. Now we want to hear from you. Have you visited Las Vegas recently? Did pricing affect your experience? Was it worth it? Or did it feel like too much? Drop a comment below and let us know what your Vegas looks like in 2025. And if you want more deep dive stories like this, subscribe and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.